Okay, I am going to do a really quick video on, okay, this is reversed, so, okay, on some review of some one-step algebra problems. The first one I'm going to do is something similar to kind of what we were looking at yesterday. Let's say I have 18 equals, let's say 9 minus n. Okay, so we are solving for n. Okay, I am going to go ahead and draw my wall. And the object of this is we need to get this variable by itself. And how we're going to do that is we have to get everything that every operation that is attached to this variable on the other side. So what we're going to do is move this 9 over here. And how we're going to do that, this is a positive 9. And when you take this positive 9, we're going to have to use the opposite of a positive 9 by adding a negative 9. So I'm going to take a negative 9 to both sides of this. Okay. The thing you have to do is you have to remember when you're dealing with equations, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to remember to do to the other side of the equation, or else it's going to make it uneven. That equal sign means that both sides are equal. I look at it as wearing a pair of shoes. If you change shoes and you don't change both of the shoes, you will be walking unevenly. So it's the same thing with equations. Whatever you do if you don't do the same thing to both sides, your equation, you're walking unevenly. So back to my equation. I went ahead, I had a positive 9 here, and I added a negative 9. So when you do that, they go ahead and that cancels off those 9s. And now I have an 18 minus 9, or I'm subtracting this 9, and that's going to leave me with 9 over here, equals a negative n. Well, you can never have a negative variable. So when you have that, technically, there's this invisible 1 in front of the variable, and that invisible 1 is being multiplied by that variable. And whenever you're multiplying, to undo multiplication, you have to divide. So basically, what we have to do now is I'm going to slow down a little. What we have to do now is we're going to have to divide each side by a negative 1 in order to get rid of that negative. So I'm going to divide this side by negative 1. And remember, whatever I do to one side, I've got to do to the other side. So I got to divide this side by negative 1. This cancels out this negative 1 on this side. And if I say 9 divided by negative 1 will give me negative 9. And that will equal n. Okay. Now I am one of those people that I like my variable on the other side, on the left side of the equal sign. So if I were writing this in my problem or on my paper, I would change this and I'd write n equals negative 9. And then I would circle it. I also use color, so I also would highlight it, and I do have a highlighter here. So that's what I do. Okay. Now, is this right? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to go and substitute my answer or my solution into the original problem to see if I was right. So I'm going to go ahead and write 18 equals 9 minus, and I'm going to have to put parentheses around that 9, that negative 9, like that. So basically, this means that I'm multiplying this negative 1, and whenever it's like that, just put a little 1 there. That lets you know that you're kind of So negative 1 times negative 9